Today I'm gonna fix all my skating problems.
And trust me, there is a lot of them. Recently, I've been trying my diddly darn bestest to go out and work on my weaknesses.
Oh, it's scary.
I know that I could keep doing ollies over and over and over again, but in this video I really wanted to get to the bottom of why I've hit a plateau. I don't know why I sound so happy saying that.
So as much as I know that I'm literally a professional skateboarder, like, you can't really get that much better than what I am right now, I do think that sometimes it is good to get some tips from people who are slightly worse at skateboarding than you. So Ricky Glaser reacted to the video that I uploaded the other day, and I basically followed every single point that he gave. I swear to God, I'm not even lying. This is like the most progress that I have made in skating since I had like that first week. You know when you like first learn to skate and then it's like you get so much progress in like that first month, or at least I found that. And then as you start to go on, it's like you see less progress, which is fine. I'm not even crying about it, whatever. And like there's this whole language of like skating, like terminology that I can't speak it, okay? I am not bilingual. I speak English and like brain rot and that's it. And I can barely speak English, to be honest, most of the time. Also, I dyed my own hair, so if you wonder why it looks like I've got straw in my hair, that's why. So since I filmed last, a lot has changed. I've actually got good at Tic Tacs.
And when I say good, I mean better than I was before, because I used to only be able to move the board in one direction, and now I can go between pretty easily. So I'm basically ambidextrous at this point. So I started practicing these whilst I was stationary, and then I did them whilst I was moving, but that wasn't the only goofy looking trick that I've been learning.
I've got really good at skating on one leg, which it looks so goofy, but I love it. I also took the advice to go to a skate park for the first time. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I did it. It was okay. Like it was fine. I didn't die. I wore a helmet, but it was interesting.
So if you guys want to see that, then stick around for my next video. It's not edited yet because I am very slow.
So in order to prepare me for going to the skate park for the next time, I've been practicing going like, I don't know what it's called. When you go up onto the curb, stop for a sec, and then go off it, like with your nose. It's time to stomp on some curbs. I've been practicing doing that, and I've been practicing kick turns as well, which is another really important thing that I just never practiced or never even thought about. And then Ricky just like mentioned it in part of the video, and I was like, oh, right, yes, that sounds like a really good idea.
This was a very important trick, which I didn't know the name of before I watched Ricky's video. I was out here calling them reverts, and now I'm confused. I don't know the difference between kick turns, reverts, 180-degree turns, or the difference between a revert backside and a fakie revert. Please help me.
Dang, neither of those were a fakie revert. They were just normal reverts, but it's okay.
For example, in the last video, I was trying to do a fakie revert. I was trying to do a kick turn, I think. Oh my God, I don't know what the fuck. What is a revert? What the fuck is a fakie revert? I've tried to think about it.
Anyway, I've come a long way from whatever the hell I was doing in the last video, and that was all from one piece of advice. Okay, doctors hate me for this one simple trick.
Moving my shoulders was such a shout.
If you want to do a kick turn like that, you turn with the board, it doesn't really work. You have to like, be like, all right, I'm gonna do a kick turn, boom. And then it's so much easier. It takes a little bit to get used to it. What they sometimes say is like, point where you want to go. So you can be like, wind up, point, and then it's much easier to make your body do it.
A lot of people did tell me that, to be fair. On Instagram I posted a reel and someone was like, why are you not turning your shoulders? And I was like, good point. I never thought about that. There's just some things that like you just don't think about until someone mentions it to you and you're like, oh yeah, that's actually how you do it. So I started doing that and things have got a lot easier. This is where I'm going to step it up, guys, okay? I might not have a shove it, but I'm going to try boneless anyway. This might be a bad idea.
I thought it was way above my pay grade. Like, I haven't even done a shove it yet, so there was no point even trying a boneless. But you know what? There's no harm in trying. And try I did. And I think that my wobbly flamingo persona is pretty. As you can see, I am not the most balanced individual on the planet. Having to coordinate my legs and arms in the same movement had me in a slight predicament. Doing this did fill me with whimsy though, because I thought just maybe I could learn a new trick. Fucking about time. I can't wait to keep practicing it and be able to get it whilst I'm moving.
So apparently because I like doing this, it means that I should try a vanilla, no, Strawberry milkshake.
She could probably like aspire to learn like strawberry milkshake because she likes these kind of like pick up and spinning the board type tricks.
I think I actually tried that one time. It did not end well. I hurt my ankle because I think I was doing it wrong. I actually just don't know.
So when I tried it before, I could only turn the board halfway. You can see that the nose of the board is actually the wrong way round. So I started trying to get the board all the way round, and I managed to get it 270 degrees. But I struggled to get it all the way to 360 degrees until practice makes perfect. I actually managed to get it, so the next step is putting it all together, stepping off the board, turning it, getting back on the board. I'll get to that at some point later in the video, I promise.
And the next thing was replacing my board.
Yeah, the tail is pretty squared off. She probably could try to get a new board.
My board is in fucking pieces. If this is the first video that you're watching, be ready to be jump scared. Okay, because my board looks like a zombie. It is spooky season and my board is dressing up.
I am in the market for a new board, but I haven't found a good one yet. But I did replace something else.
Guys, I can't handle this floor anymore. Like, I can't roll 1 meter without stopping. I did get some new wheels because my old wheels, I wonder if I still have them. Okay, it turns out I did keep my old wheels for training and monitoring purposes. So these are my new wheels. Now, this was my old wheel. Can you see the difference? This is like absolute shit. I don't know what you would ever want a wheel like this for. It's rock hard, so no wonder I couldn't handle the ground. I was gonna change my trucks as well, and then I realized that it was there was not really a point because changing my wheels kind of fixed all my problems.
Lastly, and finally, we're moving on to my current mortal enemy, the trick that I've practiced the most and got nowhere with. It's shove-its. I am just not built for them, but that won't stop me from trying. I feel like some progress might actually be in the works.
Oh my god. Learning the difference between a pop shove-it and a shove-it, which is something that I thought I understood.
So there's two tricks. There's a shove it and a pop shove it. Pop shove it is when the board pops up and goes into the air. Shove it is when the board stays fully on the ground and just goes off on its axis. It's kind of confusing her because sometimes it does a shove it and then sometimes it does more of like a pop shove it like that. She kind of just needs to be like, all right, I'm definitely not going to do a pop shove it. I'm going to do a shove it. And then when it does a pop shove it, go, oh, my foot was kind of in the wrong spot. I just wanted to do a shove it.
I understand it when I'm watching someone do it, but when I'm actually doing it, I get confused. I'll just take whatever I can get, to be honest.
And you think that was all the advice that I got? Well, you would be wrong.
My board always ends up in front of me, so why not just jump forward?
She's kind of always landing too far to the back, right? If the board's always going in front of you, then you say, okay, the board's always going there, I'm just going to jump a little bit over there.
Like, it makes so much sense. If you are doing this trick over and over again, you keep missing it because the board is too far in front of you, what should you do?
As much as my little heart wanted it to be so, I was still not fully there with my shove-its. And that was until I got this final little hot tip that did indeed change my life.
I don't know why I didn't think about this, because I did this with learning to ollie, and it was the only reason why I actually could ollie is because I practiced on grass.
My advice is do the shove-its on the grass and you'll definitely land it.
Now, why would I not just try doing that with shove-its? I don't know. So I thought that's a really great piece of advice. I tried it and I was skeptical at first because obviously you've got that turning motion. It works. Like, of fucking course it works. I'd spent so long being scared to land the shove-it. Like, I could get the board in the right position, I just couldn't land on it.
I can't get my damn hoof on the board.
If there's grass there, I have literally no reason not to.
Trying it on grass did actually help my progress, but it didn't solve all my problems like I really wanted it to. I was getting close, and after a few attempts I was landing it pretty much every time on grass. I was feeling good, I was feeling confident, and then when I thought I was big and brave enough to handle it, I gave the concrete floor a visit. And to be honest, I was lucky that I wasn't giving the hospital a visit, because look at the state of my ankle. So I decided to do something that I definitely knew how to do, and that was ollies. I got all but one attempt down before I did an ollie, flipped it onto my foot, and it really hurt.
Ow.
And it was the kind of slow burn pain that, like, you don't know if something's actually really wrong. So I decided to call it quits anyway.
I was going to carry on going, but I actually think I've really hurt my foot. I really hope it's not bruised because I can't be dealing with this right now. So yeah, I might have to go home.
And on my last day, it was time to put everything I'd learned to the test. I was determined to put the moves I'd been throwing out all together and do these tricks whilst moving, which is usually my hamasha, my fatal flaw, or should I say fatal flaw, because this concrete really hurts. But today, maybe not, because I actually think the boneless looked pretty smooth. So yeah, at the end of the session, this is what it looked like, and I'm kind of happy with that. Ignore the thing stuck to my actual ass, by the way. The strawberry milkshake was kind of lacking on the getting back onto the board part, but it was getting there. I just need to speed it up a bit, get a wiggle on, and it should be there. And finally was shove-its. Not there, not at all, and I don't think it ever will be. Thanks to my clickbait title, you all thought that I would fix all my problems, but actually no, I still have this particular twig up my ass. Me not getting my second foot on the board is actually more of a danger to myself than if I could just put the foot on the board. As you can see me hitting my shin really hard in that last clip, so do excuse the facial expressions.
At the end of the last video, I really was so wanting to get a shove it and I couldn't do it, and it all kind of sucked. I feel like I should have not made that video. Whatever, it's out now.
Failing to do a shove it so many times is not fun. Honestly, me trying so hard at shove-its had made it much harder for me to learn any other trick. So I think I'm gonna lay this shit to rest and move on with my life like a bad ex. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope I didn't disappoint you too much. If you do want to see that video that I made in the skate park, which will be questionable, but it will be coming out soon, so stick around for that, and I'll see you next time.